Yo, alright, what's up, everybody? So, today we're going to be learning something called object literals. Now, this is specifically for Expo, and in Expo, sometimes you pass these things into the props, which is short for properties, inside the style sheet over here. Like, style sheet, create style sheet, and it gets assigned, like, it's in this certain thing, which which how we learned is called a object literal. So with ChatGPT, with God's help today, we're going to actually learn how to do this. Um, we started this kind of um, trail of thought by because first we really wanted to understand, like, what's the shortest way that you could write these programs. How is it that stuff gets rendered and stuff like that. um right, like, check this out. How do we, so this is pretty much like a very um simple project. And we're gonna run it in Expo snack interface. It's really cool interface for your apps. And this is all in JavaScript, which is really cool. So we're gonna run this. So see, this is defined outside the app. Okay, so now we have a couple section here. We have the styles. We have the export. Here we have the app. This is the app component. This is the box component, and this is the import. So we're not gonna do it like this. You can. I heard the ChatGPT said it's the older way to do it. So we're gonna do import React from React. That should work. Let's see. React from React. Let's try one more time. Okay. React does not exist. Okay. So React create element. React create element. React create element. What else does it say that? All right. Let's see how to import again real quick. How to import again real quick. Got you. Okay. Import React from React. Okay, that makes sense. Oh man. All right. That's weird. Okay, maybe it's the wrong one. 5Ds. This is the one. Okay, import React from React. Okay, now we're gonna do React capital R for React. Okay, that should work. That should do it. React okay, wait, sorry. Import React from React. Now it works. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do import React from React Native. That should do it. Okay, that works. So this is the newer way to do the React import. However, I wanted to keep this for you guys because there's something called a function signature. So I'll have the ChatGPT write it out for you exactly. What is the component signature again? So yeah. So we got the function. Okay, isn't there a better one though? Okay. So this is the main signature. Excuse me. Um, write the create element signature. All right. So this is this is what we want. Okay. So React const equals this is our signature. Signature. This is our actual component here. This is the box component. Box component. This is how it gets written. You do view. I'm still trying to figure out what view does. Really. However, this is probably the main box. So you put the view. View style. Then you make it as a this is a box actually. So it's making a box and then it's like inside the view. So it's interesting how this right here. So okay, check this out. So we got this thing called a type. So the type is the it's really the function, which is the component usually. like you see we have this thing called view here. So we could make a custom component also. I'll show you guys how to do that real quick, and then we'll actually get to the style object literal thing. Make a custom component. Okay, so this is this is the custom box component. Use the component inside the app, right? So as you see, you do view. You pass this as a as the box in the beginning. The type is a component, so it's kind of cool. Now, view, the way I understand it is, it's like a kind of like a way to get to the screen. It's like a way to actually port something to the screen. So now you need this is our signature here, right? So you see everything is kind of using this create React element over here. Everything is used. Every single thing has that element in here. Has this function. Has this object, and then this. I believe it's called a method. So now where do we get this view thing from? We get it because we imported it, right? So now import React from React. Import React is what allows us to actually use this create element thing from React. So it's very interesting. We have to put it in a constant because later on we're gonna put this inside the child element over here. So now what we want to understand, right? And then at the end it exports app. We're building everything inside this app. And then we have the styles thing over here that we kind of put everywhere in the styles. And this is what we want to understand today, is how this thing uses the object literals. So this is kind of our goal today. At the end, it takes everything inside this thing. We got this view, styles, container, box. We put it, and then we actually are able to get the box on the screen. So let's get this guy to load real quick. So okay, we're gonna Expo. So you see right here, boom. This is defined outside the box, outside the app. Okay, so as you see, it was defined outside the app, and we still got the box. So our goal is now to learn with ChatGPT the actual our goal is to actually learn today the style sheet object, the object literals that we use in the style sheet create. So now for this, we generated some code here. And we're gonna, with God's help, we're gonna learn a little bit about the object literals. So, and it's not really gonna be in React. We might just learn it with the regularly. Computer science, JS programs. Okay, we're gonna make it in here. Okay, we're gonna do WSL. God's help. Will load right now. We're gonna do little by little. JavaScript object literals. Okay, so perfect. If you want to master JavaScript object literals, building mini projects is the best way. Here are some practical project ideas. Each one is focused on using object in meaningful ways. Now, eventually we'll get to the kind of actual practical application. Maybe we'll start with here. Because we asked what object literal projects you can give us that will lead to understanding for Expo styles later though. Okay, so at good angle, you don't just want any JavaScript object practice, you want the projects with object literals that feel like Expo styles. So later, styles should create makes total sense. That means we should practice with objects that use keys as names, containers, uses nest objects. Okay. With key value pairs, flex 1, color red, sometimes group related styles or reuse them. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Object project that lead directly to Expo styles. Room layout simulator. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna make dir object literals cd object literals. Okay, we're gonna make another room layout room layout. Okay, I'm gonna do nano room layout.js const rooms equals kitchen width 300, height 200, color yellow. So this is our first one. Let's go over here and we'll just call it room. Kitchen, by the way, if you do Alt M, we could get the mouse. Okay, so we want to do console.log room.kitchen.width. Okay. So now out, we're gonna do this, exit. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Room layout, node, room layout. Okay, yellow. Okay, that's why, because we didn't put the a colon over here. Alright, let's go. So we got this. Sorry. Console log room.kitchen width. We got 300. Alright. So later on, let's see exactly. Let's kind of duplicate this. How does this help with learning for create style sheet? Great observation. You're noticing that looks a lot like style should create container. Okay. So yeah, we're literally making a object literal here. Let's ask if we could do it. Can we do object literals just like this? Object apple. Yes. Watermelon. No. Yes. Without const though. Yep. You can just write an object literal without storing it in a const or let or var, for example. How to access it though? Good question. If you just write an object literal by itself with no variable, like this, it exists only for that single line. You can access it later. You can't access it later because it has no name. Directly place. Gotcha. Save it in a variable. Why does it work though in create style sheet though? This is the key connection. Because we don't have a const, we just do style sheet create. You're passing an object literal directly into why it works. Style sheet create is just a function. It can accept any value as an argument, numbers, strings, arrays, or objects. You're giving it as object literal right away. That's like doing this with a normal function. Show object. Okay, console log object.apple. Show apple. See how the object literally works in line. We need to figure out what's show. Gotta tell. Plain object literal. Container. You consume fruit with object. What's show though? Oh, okay, gotcha. Show object console log.apple. Show okay. Prints yes. Call function. does something with it. Is a real React Native function that takes an object and turns it into optimized style reference. Okay, so it's an actual um, it's actually taking this and using that to manipulate something. Um, so today we were able to learn object literals a little bit, and we want to practice more. So with God's help in the next couple videos, we're gonna keep on practicing more about the object literals, just to get them down more. And we'll actually, how to say, do a little deeper dive with God's help, and so we'll be able to understand the actual code over here. And in this code, we were able to make the components outside of the main app component that gets exported, and that's what we need in order for it to pop up in the app section over here in the preview. And yeah, it's some really cool stuff. We stuck with the newer import ability, and yeah, with God's help, we will actually continue learning this more deeper, and be able to style more apps with the phone over here within Expo. All right. Other than that, it was super cool. It was super fun. Hopefully, you guys stuck around and learned and followed along. Write down in the comments what you guys think, what you guys are learning, what you guys are excited about. Other than that, with God's help, we'll see you guys in the next couple videos, and with more educational videos, and with more practice on the actual components and the object literals that we've been doing for the style sheet. And yeah, super exciting. Okay, other than that, we'll see you guys with God's help in the next couple videos. And yeah, okay, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.